I'm Dee from Paisley. What immediate steps will each of the candidates take to prioritise Scotland's future place in the EU, both in the run-up to and post-independence?
Kate Forbes first.
First of all, we need to make sure that we ensure that we're still aligned with the EU when it comes to regulation, when it comes to our law, as much and as far as possible. The second thing, because of course that helps with our re-entry to Europe, the second thing is ensuring that we have close connections with European partners. We are already working very closely with some of our European partners when it comes to dealing with the big issues, not least Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine. So being an internationally outward-looking country, working with other countries. And thirdly, I think we can already take some of the steps that are required to ensure that re-entry into Europe is as smooth as possible in the event of independence. So there's 3 steps.
Ash Regan.
I think it would be very good for Scotland to be back in the EU. However, I think we need to be pragmatic. And there is some suggestion that might take many years. It could take maybe as many as 10 or 15 years for Scotland to be back in the EU. So I think looking at this purely from a pragmatic sense, it might make sense for us to look at potentially joining EFTA instead. We need to prioritise the market, the single market, transfer of goods and services, etc. And also, we need to be mindful that under my plan, when we get to the point where we're going to be negotiating with the UK for independence, we need to have as strong a negotiating hand as possible. And I think that is something that the membership of the SNP might want to have a think about and we could debate at a conference.
Hamza Yousaf.
First of all, I think we should be unequivocal that we should be joining the European Union, rejoining the European Union when we're an independent country, first and foremost, not EFTA, but rejoining the European Union. In fact, our members want us to rejoin, as you heard from Dee from Paisley, the European Union. The first thing we should do is make sure that the SNP has a permanent presence in Brussels. I think we should lay the groundwork now, ahead of independence, so that when we are independent, we can join and rejoin as quickly as we possibly can. The second thing I think we absolutely have to do is remind people time and time and time again of the Northern Irish Protocol. The fact that Northern Ireland, which I don't begrudge them, have got a special deal, but that's being denied to the Scottish people is something we must remind ourselves.